Everybody. Happy Tuesday. Hi, everyone. Come on in. Say hello. Come on in. Say hello. Someone texted me earlier and like, Sister Lawyer, please don't tell us that you're away again. Like, I know. My butt is back. School has started. Hello, Mr. Professor. How are you? Happy Tuesday. So, no, I'm back. I'm sure no summer travels summer travels have been paused. Someone gone fed, don't go tell. Not really sure how that's an appropriate Beyond 29. How is that an appropriate comment for you to make? People are just today's been a long day. I'm telling you. It's not about to cuss nobody out. Hello, Femi. What is your full name? Is it Femi? And what is the combination of the Femi? That's my older brother's name. Taking my glasses so I can see. But I love those pants you had on. I'm telling you, I was like, okay, let me not save somebody else's photo because I was trying to. So I have a tailor, it's not a tailor, like what do you call it? Design. I don't know. But I was like, I have to send it to him. Maybe he can make, because I love things that are not common, like there's things that are just different, right? And those pants is one of the coolest pants I've ever seen. Just really, well, you got really good style anyway. You got really, really nice style. So there. Can you help me? Okay, so we'll talk about that. But anyway, hi everyone. Come on in. Say hello when you come in. Thanks for the compliments. What's your name combination though? I want to know. Femi what? But you're welcome. Hi everybody. Come on in. Come on in. Say hello. Come on in. Say hello. Come on in. Say hello. Mutilo Jajalari. So hi Miss Neleja. Hey Miss Elena Sanctuary. How are you? Mutilo Jajalari. My mom was like Abisola. Hey, listen. So hey. I'm easygoing. If you're not looking for my trouble, I'm easygoing. I am very easygoing. Just I'm a judge. But anyway, hi everyone. Come on in. Say hello. Happy Tuesday. I don't know what this birthday month of mine is running to. Actually, I think you've told me before. See, I got a whole lot on my mind. I can't remember. I'm sure you told me before. But birthday month is running so fast. My birthday is going to be a week from Tuesday. A week from Thursday. So TJ's birthday is a week from tomorrow. Mine is a week from Thursday. Year 47. Here we come. Thank you, Jesus. I look back and I thank God for his grace. Thank God for his grace. Coming from being a stay-at-home mom that had no clue what the future held. I just knew I had to get divorced. When the only thing you're so certain about is that you got to get divorced, but you have no plan, no clue about what's going to come after. And you leave the rest in God's hands. And but I thank God. But anyway, welcome everyone. If you're just joining us for the first time, welcome in. We come together as immigrants every Tuesdays and Thursdays, 8:30 p.m. Central Standard Time, 9:30 p.m. Eastern Time Standard Time Zone. Every other time zone, you're gonna have to figure it out. Google, Siri, Alexa, one of those people. As a group of immigrants to encourage, motivate, talk about all things immigration, have questions answered, general responses to questions, nothing specific to anyone's case. So, if you're on Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, LinkedIn, at Olale Immigration, be sure to like, follow, share, subscribe. All of that will be appreciated. Tuesdays and Thursdays, 8:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. If you have an immigration case, if it's a case that we handle, cities I was eating, so that's why I'm swallowing so much. Citizenship, Vawa cases, H-1B, perm, EB2. I used to do EB2 in IWs. I don't do that anymore. A marriage, green card, removal of conditions, asylum, any of those cases, we will be glad to represent you. Our contact information is 334-341-4475. Visit our website at 𝒊𝒎𝒎𝒊𝒈𝒓𝒂𝒏𝒕. Send us an email to info@𝒊𝒎𝒎𝒊𝒈𝒓𝒂𝒏𝒕. Thank you, Mr. Sanctuary. Very much appreciated. So let's talk immigration, y'all. If you're just joining, let us know where you're joining from, what city, what state, what country. Literally, people join in from other countries. Like I went to Jamaica last year, and as soon as we came out of the airport, what is her name? Cannot believe I've forgotten. I haven't forgotten. I don't. Okay. But we came out of the airport, like, aren't you that immigration attorney that does? They're like, what? In Jamaica? I was like, yeah. So let us know where you're joining in from. Say hello. We'll be glad to meet you. And if you've got an immigration case, call our office, contact us, WhatsApp, SIM number 334-341-4475. Our office is open Monday through Friday at 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. Alabama Central Standard Time. We're closed for lunch from 12 to 1. So if you call our office during lunch hours, don't be mad if nobody's picking up the phone. I'm all for, we are passionate about what we do, but I'm also passionate about making sure my staff has the best experience working with me. I always say they don't work for me, they work with me. And so usually we're closed 12 to 1. Everybody's on lunch break. I never have a schedule. Like if you're my client, I'm emailing you at 2 a.m. And like, so no, because, some of us just don't have a really set schedule. But anyway, let's talk immigration, y'all. What are we talking about tonight? Let's talk about VAWA appeal and its removal proceedings. VAWA appeal is removal proceedings possible when you've got a pending VAWA appeal. In other words, can you be placed in removal proceedings if you've got a VAWA? So I had a client of mine. We received the notice today. Actually, before the notice came in today, thinking about not just this case, but other people's case, I was like, someone was just referred to immigration court. They just retained my services on Friday. They referred to immigration court even with a pending VAWA appeal. So I was like, you know what? The next live, let me talk about that so that everybody's in the know. We are living in a different administration under new, this is just a different time that we've seen all kind of stuff. So is it possible to be placed in removal proceedings if you've got a pending VAWA appeal? Short answer, yes, absolutely you can. So here is now, USCIS released the policy, I want to say it was August 1st. And just to let you know how things are going to change, how they're going to adjudicate cases, I-130s, marriage-based cases, and also one of the things they made very clear was you having a pending petition or application is not a lawful status. So a lot of people come into the country. People tell you, come in. You want to stay legally, stay back in the country. Thank you, Mr. Sanctuary. File for asylum. And if you have an asylum case, you can change your status and all that. Then I have people who would, consult with me. And maybe they have somebody. Okay, that's probably TJ. Probably spilled something. Maybe they have an employer who is going to file for, or who's willing to file an employment-based petition for them, and they have a pending asylum case, and an I-140 petition gets approved, and the next thing they want to apply for green card, and then they're wondering, okay, can I apply? Am I eligible? And somebody tells them, yes, you are, because you have a pending asylum case. Then they get, they want to be sure they consult with me. And people are usually very surprised to find out that because you've got a pending asylum case does not mean that you are eligible to adjust status. So say, for instance, you have a pending asylum case. It's not, yes, the last born. It's not has everybody started school? Like, this is our first full week of school. So a pending asylum case it's an authorized stay. So when you've got a pending asylum case, you've got a pending I-485 application, those applications actually allow you to stay in the country. So they are applications that authorize you to stay in the country. However, having a pending asylum case, having a pending I-485 application does not give you or confer on you any legal status. So that means that you're not protected from being placed in removal proceedings. The same thing applies when you've got a pending VAWA petition. So like the person I said would retain my services on Friday, they had filed, the VAWA case was denied. They filed an appeal. And 2 weeks ago, they got an NTA based on the fact that they had their VAWA petition denied. The I-485 was denied. And in spite of having a pending VAWA appeal, they got an NTA issued to them. So they were really shocked. And so that's what I want to make very clear. You having a VAWA petition or a pending, let's even start with a VAWA petition. Having a VAWA petition, even with a pending I-485 application, does not prevent USCIS from sending you or issuing an NTA to you. If there has been a previous case, for instance, if you had an I-130 that was filed on your behalf, right? You've converted to a VAWA petition and you've got a pending green card application, but that I-130 gets denied. USCIS can still, even with a new pending I-485 application, USCIS can still issue you a notice to appear in immigration court in spite of you having a pending VAWA petition. Recently, what we're seeing an uptick in is they're actually issuing NTA. So if you had like a previous, give me 1 second, people. I'm just my tongue is burning. That's why you go to my jata. But before you get on your life, my tongue is really burning. I'm trying to cool it down and talk at the same time. It's Lick Finger. Lick Finger, you on? She sent me peppered snail. So yeah. But anyway, so what we're seeing an uptick in, if you had an I-751 that was filed, right? And then the I-751 was denied. And after subsequent to denial, you get, denial comes and they tell you we terminated your conditional residency status. You file a new one, and that is still pending. Normally, when you file a new I-751, that usually, even though there's no law that says they cannot still issue a notice to appear in immigration court, but with a new I-751, USCIS generally would not issue a notice to appear in immigration court. We're seeing the reverse happen now. So I've had 2 people now reach out, and I had one of my own clients that had a 751 that was filed in 2022. It was denied, and then she came to my firm. And usually, if you've not been placed in removal proceedings, even if you have been, as long as you've got another basis for an I-751, say for instance you filed jointly, and now you qualify for abuse, or you've not been divorced and you qualify for the divorce ground, you can file a new 751 to USCIS. Most of the time, when you do that, USCIS will pause on issuing you a notice to appear in immigration court. We're seeing them now issuing NTAs to people with pending I-751 petitions, not based on your currently pending case, but based on the previously denied I-751 petition, if they never issued you an NTA. Hi, Mr. Bennett. So we're living in uncertain times. That's just what it is. So can you have, when you have a VAWA case that's not been denied, is it possible for USCIS to issue you a notice to appear in immigration court in spite of your pending VAWA appeal? Short answer is yes. You having a pending I-290B VAWA appeal does nothing to prevent an NTA from being issued to you, because a pending VAWA appeal does not protect you from removal proceedings. A pending VAWA appeal, what that does is, so if you get sent to immigration court, you get issued an NTA, you get to immigration court, In the immigration court, you have your master hearing. You either enter your plea or you file written pleadings, and then you've got to submit an application for relief. Part of your application for relief is you're able to inform the court that you've got a pending petition with USCIS, you've got a pending appeal with the Administrative Appeals Office, and based on that, the court may defer your individual hearing. You may also be able to use that to ask to terminate proceedings. Now, it is becoming much more difficult to have your proceedings terminated from court because of the administration we have. Because first of all, they've gotten rid of PD requests. So PD request is, it's basically dead. What DHS attorneys are telling us to do is I've reached out to, I want to say in the last 60 days, I've made, because, I'm always sending emails to everybody. Like those people have my emails. They're like, okay, not a hurricane, but that's okay. I don't care. So every single OPLAT office that I've reached out to, like, hey, I know, you guys are not doing PD requests anymore, but here is our situation. We think, it's a waste of resources and time being in court. All of them have reached out and responded actually and said, file your motion and we will respond. So they're not granting PD requests, but they're just telling you, yes, we will not oppose the motion, or we can't tell you whether we're going to oppose the motion or not. Just file the motion with the court. So you can file a motion with the court based on the fact that you've got a pending appeal and ask the court to terminate proceedings. If you've got one of these judges that's just been hired by this administration, good luck with that. But unless you've got an approved VA petition, when you have an approved VA petition, USCIS issues you deferred action. USCIS issues you a deferred action protection, a notice of deferred action. What a notice of deferred action does is to give you protection from being placed in removal proceedings. It's good for a certain amount of time. Before it expires, it is always advisable for you to actually ask to renew that. It's an informal request to USCIS, or you file a C-14 EAD card, and that would act as your deferred action protection. Outside of having that VA approval that comes with deferred action that is not extendable, if you've got a denied VA petition, you've got a pending appeal, VA appeal, the appeal does not prevent you from being placed in removal proceedings, but it can actually act as a basis to have the court, continue your case to 2,200 or whatever, 2020, 2200, because we're in 2025. Yeah, 2200, the year 2200. Whoever is alive at that point. The point is, you can have them defer. You continue your case, or use that as a basis to ask to file a motion for the court to terminate proceedings and see how that goes. So having a pending application or petition is not a protection. So what I'm actually doing now is, even for my clients that are adjusting, meaning filing their green cards based on employment petitions, so an NIW or employer sponsored, a religious worker I-360, because employment route requires you as the applicant to maintain your status up until when you adjust your status, or you've not been out of status for more than 6 months. What I'm just doing, just to be on the safe side, is telling people, do not get rid of your non-immigrant visa, be it an H-1B, R-1, F-1. Just hold on to that, because normally once you filed an adjusted status application, USCIS has issued your receipt notice. You're not necessarily required to maintain a valid non-immigrant status. However, with this administration, once they see that you're out of your current status, in spite of you having a pending green card application, they are actually issuing notices to European Immigration Court. We are living in different times, like I keep saying. So just so you know that because you have got a pending VA appeal does not shield you from removal proceedings. You can, however, use that as a basis to get out of court, or could be part of your application for relief, or you can ask the court to continue your case for a substantial amount of time to allow you time to see how your VAR appeal plays out. So, yeah, Monique, you asked of me. That's all she wrote, people. That's all she wrote. Nice, easy, straight to the point. It's, just keeping you updated with what's going on with this whole immigration thing. So it is what it is. Let's get to questions. Responses to your questions are general responses, nothing specific to anyone's case. So somebody asks, no, you ain't gonna tell me that Monique, like, no, yeah, it's not gonna happen. Because of like, where's the written agreement we have? But anyway, all right. Hey, Miss Tor, how are you? Hello, Miss Tutuola, how are you doing? Oh, that reminds me. Hold on one second, y'all. To follow up with this client. Okay. All right. Hello, Mr. Melvis. How are you? Happy birthday, Never. Thank you. I have no clue what I want. I don't ever celebrate. The last time I celebrated my birthday, I was when I turned 40. So 7 years ago. I'm not a birthday. Believe it or not, my mother. I don't know if she's on. She's probably on. So let's talk about her. Thank you, Miss Avena. My mom is an Ijebu woman. And if you know Ijebu people, walking go party. If you know Ijebu people, just tell them there's a party somewhere. They're there. Like they can party till Jesus comes back. My mom is 72. She doesn't mind me sharing her age. She doesn't look her age. So knock on wood. I think I can envision what I'm going to look like at that age. She's got, my mom can party till Jesus comes back. I've never seen. I just have never seen. I've never seen my mom, my older brother, my younger sister, my sister-in-law, those people. But my younger brother and myself, we really are not the non-party. People think, okay, I'm a very, very introverted human being. People don't know that I'm extremely private, introverted. What I want you to know about me is what you're going to know. But those who know me, like I'm an open book. But I'm an open book if you know me personally. It takes me a while to, because I have trust issues. But yeah, go figure. So I'm not like a birthday cachet party kind, no. But left to my mom, she my party, Jesus comes back to me. So I don't even know, but what would you like for your birthday? I always tell people, send me post-it notes. I'm not even cute. Now, not just any kind of post-it note. It has to be the pop, the one that pops, that allows it. Don't, if you send me the cheap ones, I'll send it back to you. Just saying. But anyway, miracles happen. Today's my birthday. My green card was approved today without interview. Look at God. Congratulations. That's just like Miss Favor. Miss Favor's green card was approved on her birthday as well. Congratulations. Is Sarah or Sarah? I'm not sure. I don't want to murder your name. But congratulations. Miracles sure do happen. Talking about miracles, let me read something to you real quick. So one of my clients, okay, one of my clients, let me see real quick. Her employer. So if you have a VAR case and you renewed your case, or you've just filed a new one, or you renewed your EAD recently, you would know that the receipt notices are taking like 200 years to be delivered. One of my clients, I should have sunglasses. yeah, just leave me alone. One of my clients was told by her employer that she was given actually till today to produce her EAD receipt notice in order to keep her job, right? And so today was actually the last day she was given. If not, they would have had to let her go because she's got no proof, right? We filed her EAD renewal back in May. We're in August, 3 months ago. And she's been emailing me, Miss P, emailing me like, hey, what's going on? I'm going to lose my job, yada, yada, yada. Like, well, there's nothing we can do. We've sent emails to the lunchbox. They're not responding because everybody's on them. All that. Today was the last day. Y'all, her EAD receipt notice came in today. If you say there's no God, that's on you. Her EAD receipt notice came in today. So I sent her an email. I said, hello, Miss, her name starts with P. like, how are you? Your notice finally came in today. Please see attached. And she comes back and goes, oh my God, that's a fantastic news. Thank you so much. Today was literally the last day my employer gave me to submit the document in order to still keep my job. This is definitely God. So, I'm all for, letting you know what's going on. This is what the updates are in the immigration world. By the end of the day, what matters the most is who has the final say, and that God has the final say in all of this. It doesn't matter what whoever thinks they're in power. Whoever is in power is human, just like you and me. And we are all living in borrowed times. That means that the breath that they breathe each and every day comes from God. And because he is the owner of the breath we all breathe, it's in his hands. So miracles do happen. And miracles, if you are just trusting and holding on and believing God for that miracle that's going to happen in your life, just don't lose focus. Don't lose hope. It is going to happen. There's no certain time. We have not been promised this particular time, but just hold on to faith, knowing that your journey is going to end in praise. Just as I'm all for celebrating others while you wait for your own blessings to come. Hello, Miss Collins. How are you? Greetings from St. Kitts, like I told you, y'all. Thank you. Hello. My mother-in-law is abusing me. I have all the evidence. She really is a crazy woman. Help me. She's destroying my life. Unfortunately, there is no eligibility basis for mother-in-laws and all. My son is in the military. Cannot apply deferred action through military since I'm waiting for AOS through my son, but I'm not in deportation, but I have previous VAWA denial. If you have a pending AOS, there's no need to apply for deferred action. So it's not like everybody's being. So don't get me wrong. It's not like everybody's being issued a notice of immigration court if you have a pending green card application. I'm just saying that, for instance, they're looking through files, and so if you had a previously denied case, it doesn't stop them because you've got a pending case. Doesn't stop them from issuing an NTA. So these people are just trying to rack up the numbers for themselves. So I wouldn't worry about yours, especially being a parent of a citizen who is also a military service member. So submit it. Oh, another thing. Note that USCIS has also issued part of that policy, the updated policy, that unlike before, where sometimes people would actually even file the marriage-based cases, just the forms, and say, I'll send in additional information or my evidence when I go for my interview and all that. They've made it very clear. If you file a marriage-based case and there is insufficient evidence, normally they will send you a request for evidence. They're saying that they may not send you. That's going to be completely discretionary. So if they decide that you've just wasted their time, sent them forms without any evidence, they're going to exercise discretion in denying the case, and that's going to be referred to immigration court. So this is not the time for you to file your marriage-based case and not include any evidence at all. You've got to include evidence. Okay. Submitted documents on my NOID for 2 months now. I've not heard anything from USCI. So what's your question? Let's see. You're very excited because I won my case today. I didn't. So you can tell when I win a case. I primarily represent fathers when it comes to custody issues. I don't think I've ever represented a mother in custody issues, and that's just because by choice. I am all for fathers that are, especially I'm talking to fathers who are active participants in the lives of their children. I don't understand using children as pawns. I share custody of my child with his father. It takes the grace of God every single day, but I got to do what I got to do for the sake of my child. So for me, the child it's no business of the child what's going on with adults. That's your business. So it just gives me joy to be able to get a father visitation rights with his child. Got to pay child support, obviously. Contempt against the mother who's doing it. So we were able to get, this man has been trying to have some time with his child. So we're able to get not only visitation time, but actually temporary joint legal custody. So it's still an ongoing thing. So it's always good to see the smile on faces like that. Okay. Please, what happens when both I-130, I-45 are denied? What time frame do I have to file an appeal, or just refile the case? And is a time frame refiling? Is a time frame refiling? What do you mean is a time frame? You can refile if you're looking for something that's going to authorize you to stay. An I-485 authorizes you to stay in the country while that application is pending. An I-130 appeal does not authorize you to stay in the country. It just your case is just pending. It doesn't authorize you, giving any authorization to stay. So that's a big difference. You're going to also an I-130 appeal is usually, it takes a while. You can go from 4 months to about 2 years, and most of the time, depending on the reason for your denial, you may be better off with a refiling than an appeal. The best thing for you is just to sit down with a lawyer to figure out what's the best option for you. My Vawa was approved in October 2024. Congratulations. I got a notice that file was sent to National Benefits Center and sent back to Vermont a couple of days. I've not heard anything since then. What do you think? I can't speculate on your case that I don't represent you on. So going forward, if your Vawa case is denied, do we get sent to immigration court? That's not what I said. That's not what I said at all. What I said is you having a pending Vawa appeal does not prevent you. So this that is happening is nothing new. It's not, they're not making new laws. They're just enforcing what the Immigration and Nationality Act actually says. It's just that in previous administrations, rather than waste resources, because there's a lot of resources being wasted, taxpayers' money, lawsuits in court till Jesus comes back. So rather than waste all of that and be anti-immigrant, previous administration, besides their own first term, just didn't bother. If you had something pending with USCIS, which potentially was going to be approved, they didn't bother sending to immigration court. If you have a pending I-290B, they didn't bother sending to immigration court. But now they're looking for every opportunity to refer you to immigration court. So if you have a pending VAP appeal, I'm saying that it never was a protection from immigration court. People just never got referred. But now they're enforcing that in spite of having their appeal. So I didn't tell you that you're going to be sent to immigration court. That's not what I said. Okay, my brother received intent to deny yesterday because of genuine divorce certificate from Nigeria. USCIS said it's not in the current format. Please advise your brother needs to sit down with a lawyer to discuss his case. My lawyer submitted the documents since June, deadline up to now. There's no response. USCIS is going to respond whenever they respond. So I've got cases too that have been submitted for a while. We haven't received any response. So it's not anything your lawyer is not doing. It's just USCIS is going to respond when they decide to respond. Okay, let's go to, hey, TikTok family. Hello, TikTok family. I'm hungry. My son is waiting for me for strength and core and strength exercise. Let me roll my eyes. Have I seen a difference? Yes. Do I like it? No. I have to remind her, like, SJ, my knees are not the same age as your knees. Just so you remember. This knees brought you into this world and birthed you. So be careful. I have a question. What's your question? Let's see. It's Wednesday here. Okay. Cases held for review after the interview. Is that good or bad news? The interview went well. I cannot speculate to something that I do not. Please don't repeat questions. If you repeat your question, I'm going to skip it. Hey, babe, 673. Thank you for joining from Maryland. Send demand letter to restore. So what's your question? Okay, anything about how long processing times, how long your EAD is going to take, please go on uscis.gov/processing times. I had an NTA from court for next month and the master hearing for 2028. See, that's what I'm talking about. 2020, so 3 years from now. You get with people like party a lot. Where's the lie? Where's the lie? Is it advisable to file 485 and 601 same time after denial based on misrepresentation? If that was the basis of the denial, then generally yes. Disclaimer, nothing specific to anyone's case. So the claimant parole is expired. Meanwhile, I didn't receive any mail and it's valid till 2026. All claimed. Okay. Vawa was approved about 7 months ago. Still no update on I-485. Any advice on what to do next? Nothing. You just have to wait. God has the final say. He sure does. I just watched one of your videos. You got me laughing so hard switching from English to Yoruba. Are you trying to make fun of my Yoruba language skills? Is that what you're trying to do? Check out the fashion here. 𝒂𝒐𝒓𝒌𝒊𝒕, as my mom would say. I have no clue what that means. What does it mean? 𝒊𝒎𝒎𝒊𝒈𝒓𝒂𝒏𝒕. I think it means, well, you may insult me and get a reward or something, right? All my Yoruba people, right? That's what it means, right? I think. So, yeah, you can go ahead. All right. Case status change. Okay. My case had changed to cases still being processed by USCIS. What is that's just a new updates we're seeing them use now. My work visa is going to expire in 2 months and my employer is not renewing the visa. Sorry to hear that. It's impossible for me to renew my stay in the US on my own. You've got to be you can't change status, but you have to be eligible for whatever you want to change to. So if all else fails, you may want to consider changing to a B1, B2, unless you've got like an immigrant petition pending, then you may have to maneuver around being able to prove that you have non-immigrant intent with an immigrant intent. So you may probably just sit down with a lawyer to figure out your best options. Hello, Ms. Zoe. How are you? Hope you've been keeping well. What does request for initial evidence was sent mean? Meaning that there's request for initial evidence that was sent. What if you have an I-485 pending since last year, but marriage-based I-485 got denied? So that may, I'm not saying it's going to, but that may, let me put it this way. That's an example of a situation that can prompt them to issue a notice to European Immigration Court, even though you've got a new one that's pending. That may. So 4 months after his interview, I-130 approved, I-485 not yet. Is this normal? It's not like it's normal, but we're seeing a huge increase of that happening. Many of my colleagues are saying the same thing. I think the longest wait so far now is one that was I-130 was approved the day of the interview on April 18. And so we're going on 4 months now. We're still waiting on the I-485. Now, in that case, though, in all full transparency, that also includes a religious waiver request, an I-601 for a religious waiver. So we're just going to say, so you're not alone, just so you know. You're welcome. Okay. No problem. Is there a time frame or deadline for refiling? I mean, usually, it's your to not notice we tell you you've got 33 days to leave the country. So it's always safe to try to do that within that time frame. But even if you do, doesn't necessarily mean you won't still get an NTA. That's just a reality. I'm not trying to scare you, just the reality of what we're saying. Insult and get a reward. Okay, I figured. So yes, I guess it's about the same thing. Good to see you're feeling much better. Oh, that's true. Last week was see your life is. Thank you. It's such an awesome attorney. I always recommend it to friends and family. God bless you for your dedication. Thank you. I really do appreciate that. Let's she going. I'll just, yeah, I can be very goofy. All right, let's see. Let's go to Instagram. Alrighty, let's see what's the time. Okay. Sister Loyal of the Most High. I think that's a good one. Yeah, my law, my JJ. I'm just my JJ. My mom was like, Nibo. Can you help me to tell about approval of travel document because I applied 15 months ago? So what's the question you have in that? Yes, welcome everyone to the most positive immigration space on social platforms, safe space to celebrate immigration victories and ask questions about new policies with combined to family. Yeah, you've told me before. I know you've told me before. Listen, there's a whole lot in this brain. I probably would ask you again one another time, but not because I forgot. Just hello, Miss Amusu. How are you? I'm very good with names. I'm very good with. I don't forget things. It's a blessing and it's a. I won't say it's a curse. It's a blessing and it's a challenge you because I don't ever forget. I don't ever forget. I don't ever forget. Yeah, it's good for my work, but August is taking off. It's unable to handle the heat. I'm telling you, Miss Sanctuary has the best lines. That's the best way to describe it. Because it's like, I mean, it was just August 1st, like literally like 2 minutes ago. Tomorrow is August 13th. Like, like what? Yeah. So we share the same birth month. Oh, really? When is your birthday? Mr. Femi, when is your birthday? Mine is August 21. August is looking forward to November. August is looking forward to the winter time. August says, get me out of here. Can you tell? Okay, that's not sure what the question is on that one. Hello, Mr. Abu. I'll talk to you on a Thursday. My friend was approved of I-130 2 weeks ago. The officer told her that she was approved, but she has to wait for her case to be dismissed by the judge. The judge will approve of I-45. Okay, so what's the question? Look around. Oh yeah, thank you, Ms. Ernest. I always forget. So for those who have questions that have to be, basically, this is not the forum for you need in-depth strategy or evaluation. We're having a birthday promotion on our 30-minute consultation. So it's normally $140. This for the month of August is it is $115. So $25 off. It may not be a big deal to a lot of people. That's okay. If you give me $25, I'll take it and thank you. I was going to say it pays. No, it used to pay it back in the day. It could pay. Can't even pay. I'm trying to think what he could pay. But when we lived in Chicago, there were times that our power bill was like $20-something back then, like 20 years ago. But it could be part of something, y'all know. But anyway, we've got the promotion going on this one for the 30 minutes option. So sending love from Indianapolis. Pretty nurse, thank you. Her status is yet to be updated on case status. What can she do? She needs to sit down with a lawyer because if she is in court, then did she file an I-45 with the court? Is she going to have to? Is her case even set for hearing? If it's not set for hearing, does she need to file a motion to recalendar and have a hearing set? Will she be better off having her case terminated and go back to USCIS? That's not something. It's not a yes or no, or this is what she needs to do. She needs to sit down with a lawyer. Thank you. Okay. I'm trying to finish up because I haven't finished my food. So I need to go finish eating. Down with a cold, but did I give you the code, Mr. Bennett? Sorry. Yeah, there's nothing. Let me tell you, y'all. I'm telling you that Aboniki. I don't know who makes it. Even like the 𝒊𝒎𝒎𝒊𝒈𝒓𝒂𝒏𝒕, where is it from? Is it from Nigeria? Is it from Ghana? Who makes it? There's no medication that compares to that thing. Now, will it almost blow your nose and your chest off out of your body? Yes, because it's like you're on fire. I always forget that, and it goes a long way. But like Tuesday night, I was like, okay, I was suffering from the effect of the 𝒊𝒎𝒎𝒊𝒈𝒓𝒂𝒏𝒕 more than the cold, because it's like I completely forgot. But did it dry up and open up all? Yes, absolutely. And it was gone. I can't remember when it would clear. Whoever makes that stuff, they need to put their name in the Guinness Book of Record or something. Because I hope you feel much better. Been battling what I believe is a cold since Thursday. Started as a sorry, 𝒂𝒏𝒕. My I-751 pending for 9 years. What? Since 2016? Are you serious? What can you do? File for citizenship. Talk to a lawyer. I mean, you're probably going to have to do a FOIA request to see what's going on. I'd like to ask if I have a divorce certificate from Nigeria and I have a minor during my case. My divorce certificate just came out early this year since 2021, but my minor's name is not. And that's the thing. It's not like people are getting fake divorce documents and all that. Now, I'm 𝒊𝒎𝒎𝒊𝒈𝒓𝒂𝒏𝒕. But for the most part, a lot of people go to court, but because, you tell them, hey, I need this really, real quick. I have an immigration case going on in the US, yada, yada, yada. And then they omit a lot of stuff. Those omissions become the issue we're seeing. When it comes to Nigerians and marriage-based cases, the number one reason for denials in cases involving Nigerians is the divorce document. Hear me loud and clear. I still don't understand why anyone in 2025 is going to go back and get divorce documents from Nigeria. I don't care unless you're certain that it's being done properly. You're in court. Your ex is still back home, but both of you cannot be here. And somebody say, and you're filing divorce for you when none of you is back home. Just to avoid all of these issues, get your divorce done here. If you had a marriage other than a civil marriage, meaning you had an Islamic marriage, you had a customary marriage, you've got no business going to the high court to get a divorce document. Absolutely no business. And so, that's just, it's frustrating when you put in all the work as an attorney and all that, even for you put in all the time and money, only for the case to come out and it's denied simply because of the documents. And I think we did that last week where it says it's an epidemic. Just, avoid it. So if you missed that video, that live last week, go back on YouTube. You'll be able to watch it. It is where I went through things to look out for. One of the requirements by the Nigerian Matrimonial Custody Act is if you've got a minor child during the time of your marriage, that minor child has to be listed in your decree nisi. That's number one. Number two, then the date of order on their it's a order section 57 or something on the absolute has to tally with the date on the decree nisi, because that particular paragraph has to do with custody determination. So if you had a minor child that's not listed in a divorce document, then I can tell you've been, your divorce is genuine, because if you've been in court since 2021, which usually takes about that time in Nigerian civil marriages when it comes to divorce in the high court, takes anywhere from 2 years to about 4 years. That's an error that they need to fix. They need to fix that because your child has to be mentioned and that the date has to correspond on your decree absolute. I don't authenticate documents, but I've seen so many that, I can do this in my sleep. So, yeah. Hello, Mr. Aziz. How are you? Can you file for VAWA cancellation or removal when the NTA is issued? You can. Good point. So, like I said earlier on, you're going to, the court requires you to have to file an application for relief in court. That's your defense to removal. One of the things that you can't, one of the applications for relief in court is VAWA cancellation removal. So if you qualify for VAWA USCIs, most likely you're going to qualify for VAWA cancellation removal. So that's something you can actually file with the court, and it's actually a green card application that can actually even get approved by the court faster than the regular VAWA case with USCIs. Can you tell what to do when someone receives a letter to appear in immigration court? Talk to a lawyer. Thank you, Miss Savannah. That's all sure. Do I pay filing fee for I-485 asylum based under? Off the top of my head, I think you do. Don't quote me on that. You go on. Listen. Go on USCIS.gov. I don't send anything out of my firm that needs. The only thing I know we sent out that I don't have to check. No, I just lied. I still check. Even with VAWA cases that don't have requirement of filing fees. My OCD just makes me want to check. So we always check, like, just so we have this. So we usually would print out the fee schedule where it says no fee, no filing fee for that VAWA, because it would have the date that we printed it out. So I'm very OCD-ish with that. So even if I'm checking with that, all the cases, even though I can calculate in my head, I still would check. So go on the USCIS.gov and calculate your fee. There's a fee calculator where it will tell you how much if you have a filing fee and how much it is. Okay. Don't buy flowers. Don't buy me flowers. If you send flowers to my office, it's going to be in the trash. I'm dead. Listen, just being honest. She does sunglasses too. We're not. What can I tell you? It is. Hello, finest Sandy. How are you? What can one do if marriage-based case is filed and after 3 months there is no acknowledgement letter and logbooks provide email that they do not have a case in your system? Is it a VAWA case? Do you have proof that it was submitted? There are delays in receipt notices. Now, I don't have delays in regular marriage cases. We don't have delays in notices for that. But for VAWA cases, like I said, Miss P's case was filed in May. We just got a receipt notice for the renewal. So, financially, Imalewa. Okay, yeah. Because I was like, leave that young man alone. But when next are you going over, though? I think we should go together. Let's say you want to know if this last phase. Just say you want to know. She'll tell you, lick finger. The thing my boys are obsessed with lick finger. Now boys are obsessed with her Scotch egg. Like in the less than 30 days, I've made 2 orders of Scotch. I won't even tell you how many pieces we ordered. And it's already almost gone. I'm not an egg person like that. My boys love it. God is a faithful God. Glowing anyhow. What manner of beauty is that? Financially is a very gorgeous woman. At quarter to shame, God will show up. Yes, I love that. At quarter to shame, God will show up. Jesus is still king. He is. I'm telling you. Just the day her employer told her it's the last day, God shows up. And that's the thing, and I remind myself of that each day because, with the work that I do, to know me is to know that I do not take on easy cases. I just don't. I've got the attention span of a 2-year-old. So if it's something you can do on your own, I'll actually gladly tell you, what, this is something you can do on your own. I love challenging cases. I love things that keep me up at night. Someone retained me for a notice of intent is not just a week ago. It's like, okay, things that drive me crazy like that. I think TJ doesn't drive me crazy enough, and I'm sure he's listening to me. He's probably listening on TikTok, but that's just my brain. But because I also know that it's not just the power, or there's no power that I have, it is the grace and mercy and favor of God. It doesn't mean that if your case gets denied and then you don't have God's grace and mercy. It just means that He's not done with you yet. It's not the expected end, and so you just gotta keep going. Because I know that He's not going to bring us. He's brought us a mighty long way from our countries. He's not going to bring us a foreign land to now forsake us and leave us. That much I believe. So He would always show up. He would always show up at the appointed time. He would show up for you. So at the 11th hour, He would always show up. And that's why I love coming, doing this Tuesdays and Thursdays, no matter how tired I am, unless I'm out of town. But it's just refreshing to come together and somebody say something, and if you lift someone else's spirit up, then it's worth it. We're going on 47 approvals now, more this month. Amen. And counting too. Amen. Hello, Miss Newman. How are you? Hello, Mr. Oladmeji. Do I pay? Okay. We went through that. Okay. My tongue is now coming down, as you can tell. Oh, Lord. Should the person appear in court upon receiving NTA? Please hear me loud and clear. If you hear nothing else, do not think for 1 second that you're not going to appear for your immigration court hearing. If you fail to appear for your immigration court hearing, understand that the court is going to issue a removal order against you in absentia. That means that in your absence, you're going to be ordered removed, unless you have a very good cause to show and have to not file a motion to reopen. But you're going to be ordered removed in absentia. And with this administration that they're looking for anything to be able to execute removal orders, that's the last thing you want to happen. So, I found my VAWA renewal. You mean EAD renewal? October 2024. Laura said to send it back in June 2025. No response. June 2025, I can tell you that that's probably true. October 2024, I can speak to that. I always believe in your prayers every morning. I came to that. Thank you, Lord. If an AOS is denied and within 20 days another is filed, can one still fight an NTA if that's sent? Would putting in new AOS help the case? It doesn't prevent an NTA, but you can use that as a basis to file a motion to terminate. Okay, it's coming soon. What can we? Okay, we're going to answer that question. This birthday that y'all want to celebrate, that I'm probably going to be showing up. It's a Thursday, so we're probably going to be doing a live show because I'm going to work too. So you look great, Sister Live. Thank you. My kid isn't putting me to work, so I'm like, hey, I'm developing muscles and looking like I'm bodybuilding. Let's see how long it will last. Because he's heading back to college and he says he's going to be calling me today. Like, it's not that serious. Bunny can be saving life. It truly, I honestly don't know who came up with the recipe, but it works. I'm telling you, it would knock whatever it is out of your system. Shorty has an upcoming master in October for asylum removal proceedings. Bookie Crown, she needs to sit down with a lawyer. That's what she needs to do. While I was waiting for my flagged document to be authenticated in Ministry of Foreign Affairs, I was served notice to appear. Yes, we're seeing. So and it's very scary. Like I said, I have a client whose I-751 is still pending. We don't have a decision, but we got an NTA, and she freaking out, absolutely, and rightfully so. But getting an NTA, let me just put it this way: getting a notice to appear in immigration court is not the end of it. Sometimes you may actually even be better off in court than with USCIS. So an example would be if you have an I-751, for instance, that was denied, and USCIS found that it was a fraudulent marriage, for instance, right? You file a new I-751, say based on extreme hardship. That gets you have enough evidence, but that gets denied again by USCIS simply because they found fraud in your previously filed case. They refer you to immigration court. When you get a court, you can renew your I-751 extreme hardship basis, but the DHS attorney is probably going to oppose the approval based on the fraud finding. However, because you're in court, you become eligible to apply for a 237H fraud waiver, which is only available while you are in removal proceedings. So sometimes that may be a better option in a sense, depending on what it is that you are in court for, what it is, the relief you're seeking. So you just never know. So it being placed in removal proceedings is not the end of the world. So there's so many questions, but we're out of time, y'all. I'm hungry. We still need to review teachers' homework. Now we're teaching. So I think on Thursday, because I see that there's so many questions on Thursday, I would, if there's nothing else that we need to discuss, and I think that's the third live for us to do questions. I think we'll get to questions, but right now I gotta go, people. But listen, just like miracles happen. I'm not sure if it's Seer or Siri, because I don't know if you're Nigerian or not, but just like, congratulations on the approval of your green card on your birthday. Congratulations to Miss P, who would have been fired today. Those are stories that we love to hear, stories we love to share, to know, to remind one another that God is still in control. He makes a way where there seems to be no way. You wake up each day and just know that if He has given you the grace to see yet another day, that means that it's the expected, and it's not going to be if, it's going to be a matter of when. So don't lose hope. Just keep going. God remains God. God remains God. God has the final say. I'll see you guys on Thursday.